What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique, and we're gonna talk WWE. And specifically, I'm about to make y'all mad. I already know. I'm used to it. We're gonna talk about the most overrated superstars in WWE right now, and we all got our own fans. We all got our own superstars that we're fans of, and there's a chance if you're watching this, I may be about to name somebody that you like. Now, in terms of people, I only got four people, just four people, but it's really only three acts, right? So I wrote this article up for Athlon Sports, so you can check out the article as well. Check out my writing on Athlon Sports as well as Forbes. But let's talk. First, and the person that was actually the inspiration for this whole concept is Julia. Now, I know a lot of people, like, she comes out, she gets a nice little pop and everything. But y'all, let's be really real right now. Julia is, like, in the ring, I think she's solid. More than solid. Above average, right? I would call her a more athletic, like, this is ceiling, because she's still young. Ceiling, a more athletic Becky Lynch in the ring. Now, I'm not talking about the character, because we got to understand Becky has worked herself into being a very solid in-ring performer, but she is the greatest female superstar ever overall, and she is by far the greatest female superstar on the mic ever. Maybe AJ Lee would have had something to say about that if she had stayed there longer, but Becky's not only the greatest female superstar on the mic ever, she is one of, I think, she might be top 5, top 7 ever, regardless of gender. If you told me you think she's top 3, I would listen to you and have a conversation. So, but there's more to it than just that. We know, right? We're talking about professional wrestling. Julia, so we established in the ring, solid, not a problem. Presence is awesome. She walks out, it feels like somebody, even if you don't know who it is, feel like somebody has arrived. The problem is that for my personal taste and to be a complete professional wrestler, you got to be able to carry the mail on the mic. You got to be able to sell a feud with more than your facial expressions, outfit, and in-ring ability. You got to be able to tell a story verbally. Now, I will say this to her defense. WWE doesn't necessarily give Japanese superstars or Asian superstars a lot of help if they don't speak English extremely well from the top, right? I believe this with wholeheartedly in my heart. If they had to let Shinsuke Nakamura speak Japanese from the beginning, use the subtitles, and gave him the same setup that he had when he came back as a heel, I am 100% convinced his prime would have been longer in WWE. I'm not talking about, because obviously he had a prime, but way before he got to WWE. But his prime in WWE would have been longer. And I think he, as a star, he goes even higher than he went. But they didn't allow him to do that. So it didn't come off the way it could have come off. I think Julia's in a similar situation. I don't know. But even when you look at, like, her stuff in Japan, I still didn't even see that she was able to. With Shinsuke, I knew he could tell a story. I knew he could. EO has mastered the ability of saying a lot, even though you're saying little. And EO is, man, I'm gonna tell you, EO Sky is, man, I don't know if there is an overall better in-ring performer, man or woman, than EO. I don't know if there is one. Like, I don't care if you can give me your Will Ospreys, your Ricochet, you can give me whoever you want to give me. I'm not sure they are definitively better than EO. She's that good, right? She's that good. And she has found her character. She has found it. I used to think it was a little lost at first, but she has totally found it now. But I wish they would allow her to speak with subtitles even more as well. But Julia struggles badly on the mic, man. Nothing is believable that she's doing. I don't buy her as a heel. I think she definitely needs to be a face right now. Her mic skills are going to have to step up, or some level of it. A verbal expression is going to have to step up for her to really be able to sell the heel concept. The face role is the best way for her to go. I mean, Io wasn't a great heel either, to be honest. Io's just too likable to be a heel. Just like, how you gonna hate Io? Just in a whatever way. How you gonna hate Io? Like, I don't even know how you would do that. So that's a really tough sale, period, just to get you to, like, she'd have to, like, I don't know, push Rey Mysterio off of a scaffold or something. I don't know what she'd have to do, but I don't know how that's going to work. But Julia has a look that could go that way, but I just don't know. I don't see it, y'all. I don't see it. This putting the U.S. championship on her at this point was ridiculous. I think they set her up to fail with that. It's been very nondescript in regards to what's going on. I mean, there may be an injury going on too, but either way, man, it ain't been good. And if you got a title on you and you are as underdeveloped to me as Julia is from a character standpoint, I have no other choice but to put you on this list and for you to be the inspiration for this whole joint. I mean, I'm not the only person that's saying it. You look on social media, just go to X and search Julia is overrated or Julia overrated. And I watch and see the amount of conversations you see going in that direction. Next on my list, the Wyatt Six, the whole crew. We all wanted them to be good. I mean, Bray Wyatt is one of the probably 3 to 5 greatest talents, especially in the last 25 years. He's probably top 3 greatest talents in the last 25 years. Amazing. Just, I can't say enough. 5'2" wrestler. I'm going to do a video that breaks down what my 5'2" wrestler is, but he is a 5'2" wrestler. He was a 5'2" wrestler. Rest in peace. Checked every box. Boxes I didn't even know existed, he checked. But the Wyatt Six are empty, y'all. They're empty, and I wanted them to be good. And I'm not blaming anybody necessarily, but I can point to what I think are the deficiencies. Uncle Howdy has been trusted to lead this group, and I feel bad almost saying this because I can't even imagine like what he's, what Bo Dallas is going through. I've met Bo Dallas, met him and Bray at this performance center. I can't imagine what he's going through. Like, it's like I know he probably appreciates this situation, but that the pressure to make this thing work I can't imagine it. I can't imagine what it is. And I think Bo Dallas is talented. I've always thought he was talented, but I think he is struggling to find himself and do this role and do this concept in a way that does justice to his brother's vision, but then also allows him to carve his own thing. Because the way it's going is not exactly how it was supposed to go. And so I think that they're really missing the leadership, because Dexter Lumis was never really a big enough character, just overall presence. I love Dexter Lumis. I think he's fantastic in the ring. I think it's an awesome look. The look before this was great. He's got it. He's a really good, really, really good in-ring performer. Athletic as all get out. He's got what I would call physical charisma. That's just the movements. I think he's got it, but the character needs support. It doesn't stand alone on beyond a mid-card level. Joe Gacy, I think, has the high. I wonder, and I know why it didn't go this way, but I wonder if Joe Gacy should have been the lead. I do. I wonder that. Eric Rowan's a serviceable big guy for sure. Nikki Cross, to me, I think was so much better as a face than she ever has been as a heel. The creepy little girl thing has such a low ceiling because it's super gimmicky, and so gimmicky that I'm struggling to see how that carries a title for a while. And so it's this mishmash thing that really needs some leadership and a push. And I think, to their defense, I think WWE kept them in vignettes too long and not having like too much show, and not like too much tail and not enough show, to be honest, with just getting involved with people specifically. And then so you come out and you're like you're after the Miz at first, and that I just don't think that it hit the way it should have came. They should have came in going after a main Carter. This is something that spawned from Bray. It was over from the beginning. Not over like ending, like it was over with the WWE universe from the beginning. Treat it as such. And I don't think that happened. So one thing you'll see in almost everybody on this list, and I only have one more person, but the people on this list, I do think that creative does play a role in the fact that I feel that they're overrated. But the Y6 gets they get a lot of spots that are set up for them. Currently, I believe they're still the WWE tag team champions. It's just not. It hasn't landed. Last person on this list, I don't blame WWE for this at all. Aleister Black. Aleister Black's pretty freaking overrated, y'all. In ring, we know he's solid, except for if he got to sell. He ain't gonna sell nothing. He ain't gonna sell donuts at a donut shop if he was getting paid for selling them per donut. He not selling nothing. The look, we already know. Look is amazing. Like, the entrance is amazing. The moveset is dope, even though sometimes the kicks are a little weird. And that's his thing. But he has such a hard gimmick to consistently put over. This is why you got to give so much love to The Undertaker, because there's some similarities in the ominous and always got to be in this chilling kind of a flow. And people got to buy into that, because when they don't buy into that chilling vibe, you just become cheesy. Now, he's not at the cheesy point yet, but he is at a point where we don't feel what we should feel every time he's on the screen. We should feel like when The Undertaker shows up, and of course, this takes decades to establish this, right? But even decades ago, when The Undertaker showed up, you felt something like, oh, yeah, it's the dude. He's here. When Aleister Black shows up, it just, it's the feeling's not there. And I think that a lot of this is always going to point back to mic work. How much are you putting your character over once you got the mic? And have you gotten the opportunities? I do think he's gotten some opportunities. I just don't think he's done anything that has gone truly viral. I do think he needs a faction. I think in AEW with House of Black, I think that was a better initial look for him before they got lost in AEW's never-ending shuffle. But I think he needs a faction, but are they gonna give you a faction without you being over? They did for Karrion Kross, which that didn't work out for him as well. But I don't know, man. There's something that's missing. And for me, Aleister Black is my last person on my overrated list. Who did I miss? Let me know who y'all thought I missed. If you think I'm crazy and you don't think the Y6 is overrated, you don't think Julia's overrated, you don't think Aleister Black's overrated, let me know why. Tell me in the comments. Either way, I appreciate you watching. God bless and peace.